Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here in about 5 minutes very quickly. When I say live, what I mean is that I'm recording myself right now in real time, seeing the information, seeing the data for the very first time. In other words, I don't know what's coming next. So if you are looking for a video where the person's doing a trade recap or talking to you with hindsight in their favor, this won't be a video for you. But if you are open to the idea of an unscripted, raw, nitty-gritty, dirty look into what it's like to be a day trader and how day trading can play out, then this I'm confident you'll get a lot of value in this video here. So I will go ahead and pause the recording software for now and be back at the open. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get short Tesla here, 286.44. This is based mainly on the overall markets looking like a pullback may finally be upon us. So that's what I'm going to essentially be watching here is, can the overall markets get that pullback now? Now Tesla's got to break down through VWAP, which could be a problem. But again, I'm forecasting the market's going to help me out and give me a boost down through VWAP. But we'll see if the markets want to help me out or not. Or is Tesla just so strong that it doesn't care what the markets are doing? That'll be the question is, does Tesla care about the markets? Or does Tesla not care? As of now, seeming like it does not care. But give it a little bit more time. See if it wants to change its mind. But as of now, looking like my theory has been wrong. But I'm not going to quite wave the white flag yet. So let's see what it wants to do. Still watching the markets, and they are coming back down. In fact, why don't I just do that? Let's see. So over here is a SPY, and I'm thinking if this thing continues to come down, that should help drag Tesla down, particularly through that yellow VWAP. But as you see, market's coming down, red candle, and Tesla not really caring that much. But we'll see if that can change. There we go. Still though. Yeah. Yep, that'll be later though.
Maybe later tonight after shopping.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you can do some more math problems.
Yeah, we can do some more of that.
More candy ones.
I don't know about that. They'll have to be extra hard. Okay, Daddy's in a video, doing a video right now.
Okay.
All right, well, market is now bouncing. Yeah, 286. Okay, took off some, locked in a loss. Just because I'm not quite sure. Was that the pullback that never really materialized? Maybe. Okay, now you can see Tesla's really coming up quite a bit. Okay, so 100 shares left. Still, I mean, I suppose it could be a winning trade if this thing really comes down, but at this point, it's more of a just wanted to lock in some. Yep, not looking so good. And got to be out. All right. Well, that one didn't work out. It started to work out for a second there, and look at that. So in other words, Tesla, very, very strong on the day. For a second there, I thought it was going to maybe make that move down through 286. But you can see the markets ended up bouncing up some. So I got the pullback here, but Tesla, yeah, it just really didn't care at all. I mean, it cared a little bit, was influenced a little bit by it, but overall, didn't care very much. So yeah, I had a thesis going in. I thought the markets would help me out a little bit, and they really didn't help much at all. And Tesla is just independently strong because, again, Tesla is breaking new highs where you can see the markets are still in this consolidation area right here. So Tesla's kind of beating to the beating to the tune of its own drum, whatever that saying is. All right, well, and I played that one. I'm glad the way I played. I'm glad I took those 100 shares off down here where they were, because that helped keep my loss much more minimized for the trade. But yeah, nothing. I'd play that one again. I got the pullback in the markets. It was I anticipated that pullback in the markets. I just simply got wrong that the Tesla was going to be as strong as what it was compared to the markets. A lot of times Tesla, it's. I mean, you could almost argue that it's driving the markets in some senses, where Tesla is almost doing the exact same thing as the overall markets. So you can kind of, like I said, use the overall markets as a general guide. But in that case, very clearly did not work out. And that's all right. So, all right, I will go ahead and pause. Let's see what else is out there. All right, maybe I am crazy. Well, I'm too slow now. Try to get at 286.50 as Tesla comes back down. And now you can see, okay, now the market's look at the market's really collapsing here. Now it's really dragging Tesla down. But even look at that, Tesla, 286 still holding, even though the market's, wow, Tesla so strong. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Now let's see if the markets bounce off of that 200 period moving average, that pink line. I do like 286 though now. See if we can get a bounce here and then come back down. You got to think if 286 is broken, then it should get moving relatively quickly to the downside. What is that? 280? Yeah. Let's see if it wants to go. Oh, and I missed it again. Couldn't even get the back test. If you're not familiar with my screen, if you looked over here, you would have seen a white order show up, right around that area. That means I submitted the order to the market. It was not quick enough. All right, well, now I'm getting the bug to, just get in again. And I got to be careful of just chasing the price. But who knows, maybe that was a blessing in disguise, because as it now bounces back up. So as of right now, looking like that turned out to be a good thing. But yeah, even if that would have been terrible had I held and hoped, because that was way too big of a move to hold and hope through all that. But even had I done that and had it come back down, that still would not have been enough of a move. So, okay. Like I said at the beginning, you want the raw, nitty-gritty look. This is how it goes sometimes. To be fair, though, and to be as non-biased as possible, I got lucky there. Luck worked out in my favor. Sometimes it feels like you're always getting unlucky. But no, I got lucky there. I did not get filled, and then that thing just snapped right back up. I don't know. Why am I so obsessed with this? It's just, I don't know why I'm enamored. I mean, I know why. It's a nice little level, but Tesla is so strong. Why don't I just... Do I wait until 285.50 to see? I'm talking to myself right now. I don't know. I should probably just stay. It just feels like Tesla wants to go. Like it just wants a breakdown. Can it really continue to be this strong? Maybe. We'll see. I'll go ahead and pause. I keep sitting here looking, and I'm just not seeing anything. And I think there is a little bit of frustration. There's a little bit of, I can't believe it. I was right about the market, but I was wrong about Tesla even caring about the market. So there's some frustration that I can feel is starting to make its way to turning into me just forcing a trade for the sake of, just wanting a, revenge trade, whatever you want to call it, out of frustration. And that's not a good emotion to have. And I can feel it starting to creep in. And that's, a big part of trading is to recognize your emotions. You're always going to be emotional as a trader. There's no way to get around that because you are a human being. But the key is just recognize your emotions, recognize the voices that show up. And it's 10:20, so I've been standing here longer because I have a standing desk than I really should be, especially with these conditions. I thought there'd be some great plays, and there was a great play actually with Tesla. It just didn't work out. I was wrong about it, and I can tell I'm just frustrated about it. And I think me blabbing on about it right this very second also reveals my human psyche. That shows that I am frustrated about it. So I will stop blabbing now and just say I am done for the day. I'll walk away with, I don't know, with commissions, 185, 190. No, not even that. I mean, I only traded 600 shares. So yeah, we'll call it 185, down 185 on the day, which is a drop in the bucket. So I don't want to come across as a greedy savage that doesn't care about money, because I realize money does not grow on trees. But within the grand scheme of things, $185, I can recover it out 185. Hasn't wrecked anything. I'm not going to be looking for a cardboard box for me and my family. Nothing like that. I will recover from it. The biggest damage it did today was my ego, I suppose. Because frustrating. Definitely am frustrated, and I want to keep on blabbing about it, which again is a telltale sign for me that I just need to be done. So yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you'll have a thesis. You're right on some areas of your thesis, but not enough right, and it just doesn't make money from it. But also remember that you can't always exit some of your position. You can reduce position size like I did, and that way I kept the loss very managed, and I'm happy about how I played the trade management part of that. But overall, yeah, sometimes the market is going to help you out in big ways, but as you saw here, it decided to not help me out with this trade. But that's all I have. If you enjoy these live trade videos, do a couple things for me. Hit that like button. Leave a simple comment down below. Really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Have a good one. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.